What is up, everyone? We are here in the Colosseum on Orcs Must Die 3, going for that 5-skull ranking on Rift Lord difficulty. So let's break it all down. The level's huge, as we can see, and as you probably already know. Interestingly enough, most of this level isn't all that necessary. Everything really beyond this first set of staircases, we really don't use. Maybe there's some funky strategy where you snake everything back there and zigzag it through the various little barricade areas. I don't know. I've never done it that way. Really, everything I do just kind of takes place in this first area right here. We got dudes coming through the door on the left, dudes coming through the door on the right, and guys coming from down below, mainly elementals and imps and things of that sort. So, the game plan for this level is we're obviously going to start up top at door number 1, and because we are going for that 5-star ranking, and we do need to watch our time to make that happen, every second counts. The first wave usually isn't too tricky, so for wave number 1, what we're going to do is set up our barricades right here just to kind of funnel everything over here. Of course, this will be where we set a little bit of a kill box up. Maybe just, again, a little bit of tar, a little bit of grinder. Things will run through here. It should all die. I'll be blasting it. I've got the ice trinket. I've got the mana potion and things like that. And I'm really just going to be plugging away, going for headshots with the Wand of Dominion. I'll have a charge shot ready to go when things start. And, again, not too much of a problem. When this first wave is over, we're not going to be coming up here anymore. So what we'll do is we'll immediately just sort of sell everything. And what we'll do from there is jump down here where we'll handle wave 2 and honestly everything else beyond that point. So wave 2 is going to come up from this lower area. And then as we get into wave 3 and everything, it'll come from all 3 of our doors. So one of the main things we need to do is we need to limit the entryway to our rift down to just one of these 2 staircases. So it's kind of up to you. As we can see, this whole area is mirrored, right? So I set things up really all along this area, and I block off this staircase, but you could technically do it the opposite way, where this staircase is blocked and your kill zone is over here. Up to you. Doesn't really matter. But what I'm going to do first thing on wave number 2 is sort of just block that all off. That way, everything should be eventually heading over here. But we don't want it just to go straight up this staircase and straight up to our rift. That's obviously not great, especially because there's not really any place to put any decent traps. So after we get those barricades set up, the next thing we're going to do is just place 2 barricades here to sort of seal that off. And maybe eventually, once we get into a later wave, I might just kind of bolster that a little bit. There are going to be sappers, there are going to be archers that explode. I mean, it's a mess of a level. I hate this level. So eventually I'll do something like that, but for right now, that will be all we need to kind of get that second wave going. Let's sell these real quick. Then what we'll do is we will eventually use these barricades to kind of build out a funnel like this. And I might take it a little bit further. I might build another barricade here, or possibly even, one down here, or maybe even one like that. We can technically have them run the whole way along this wall, that whole time having kind of grinders set up. I've got a wall ice trap right here. That way, if things do start to get close, they'll get blasted, they'll be frozen, and everything's fine. Heck, maybe I'll even throw in one of them for good measure, kind of in the middle here. We might have some confused orcs and things that are sort of hanging out in this area, and blasting them with collateral damage as they're sort of sitting around waiting for their turn to come into the grinder hallway of death is a good way to sort of soften them up a little bit. I've got the poison flowers just in case I want to do a little bit of crowd control there. I also have ballistas set up. Those are going to go up in this neck of the woods, which will have good overwatch, shooting down on the stuff that's down here, shooting down on the stuff that's coming up the staircase, and shooting down on the stuff that's coming out of doorway number 1. So it should be a pretty easy setup altogether. I also have the Rift Scroll as a last resort, just in case a few things do get through and it becomes overwhelming. I can pop that real quick, make sure that anything that does get through the Rift isn't taking away our points, because again, the goal here is a 5-skull ranking. We're not going for a high score or anything like that. We just want 15 Rift points at the end, and so who cares if a few orcs get in and our score goes down a little bit. So if it happens, it happens, and we're good and sort of secure, or at least somewhat secure if that happens. This is a long level, and restarting it is not fun. I've had to restart this level probably a good 24 times, as I'm sure many of you have. So let's go ahead and get rolling. We know the game plan, wave 1 up here, everything else kind of down in this neck of the woods. And as long as we have that in our mind going forward, it's pretty easy to get started. We're not really thinking up our strategy in the midst of the level. We know what we're doing as things are taking place in real time. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get our initial kill box set up. We should get 1 or 2 gnolls within this first wave, so I am going to charge up and kind of have that ready. There will be some ogres, there will be some trolls, so it's not going to be the easiest first wave, but as long as you're prepared for what's going to come out of that door, right, you know, we're going to be all right. We're going to be good. We got our ice trap or our ice trinket and stuff too. Not a problem. Knock on wood. All right. I'm going to back up a little bit just for that gnoll, and then I'll get in a little bit closer.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates.
Thanks, Vegeta. Alright, Noel's dead. Ooh, and some extra money. Ogre's taken care of. Not a bad start. I think we're going to get another Noel. Yep, right here in a second. Bye-bye. And we're almost done here. Get ready to sell. Alright. A lot of money there, too. Not bad. Good start. Hopefully it stays that way. So next, it's just a matter of getting all of this taken care of. That should be a good initial setup for us. Cool. Oh, the other thing we're eventually going to get is cobalt sappers that come out of the upper 2 staircases and firelings that come out of this lower one. So we are going to want some barricades set up eventually, but I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to try to drop a few down here once I build up some cash. But this wave is pretty manageable other than like 1 or 2 fire lords that come up towards the end, and obviously some lame orc archers that like to be harassing. And look at that. No me gusta. Alright, but we're going to get some barricades right down here. Just in case. Ooh, excuse me, buddy. And I'm going to work on these archers, especially the dynamite ones, because they can damage our gates pretty well if we're letting them kind of go crazy and do what they want to do. And anytime you hear that, you always want to pay attention. Jeez. The good news is, since we're doing this so close to the barricade, or to the rift, if we take a little bit of damage, we just back up, we snipe from up here, and get that health back, and we are good. Alright, easy second wave. I'm going to sell that because it was damaged a little bit. I'm going to drop another one of these down here, and just to sort of prep a little bit, I'm going to set up 2 barricades here, so that for any sappers that come down these staircases, I have barricades that they're going to go for, versus what I want. Yeah, see, and the little firelings down here are already trying to blow up those, yeah, see? Right there. Freaking little guy. It's gonna plant a new one. Much rather have them destroy those barricades down there than the barricades up here, right? So, now we're looking pretty good. I'm gonna start building this out a little bit more. Get that ice trap up. Might as well get the, 4th grinder as well. And the waves on this level are not small waves. You're going to be fighting a lot of dudes every time, many of which are going to be immune to fire, which obviously makes many of the traps, or at least many of the default versions of the traps, not all that practical. Going to want to watch our barricades, sell and replace whenever things are starting to weaken a little bit. Just making sure that the overall health of the system remains intact.
That's right. I'm back. The barricade is under attack.
Alright, just again. Sell and replace. Looking alright.
More enemies on the way. Enemies are attacking on
I think what I'm going to do is
They've breached another door.
get a couple of ballistas up there. Get a little bit more tar going on. And that should just strengthen things enough. Already doing their job. Get those nice long-distance kills on the trolls and the ogres, so that they don't become a problem closer up. Some archers out here. Let's make sure those get taken care of. Man, it's a little bit low. I'm going to be a bit more cautious about that.
It is my pleasure. Have you missed me?
All right. Good stuff. Take one of these potions. Start getting things set up. Let's see. And here come the first of our sappers. They should be blowing up those over there. Ooh. Yeah, there they go. Not destroyed yet, which is good. Here comes some more on this side. Probably going to lose a barricade, but again, that's alright. I'm going to double that one up. Yeah. Cool. So I lost a barricade. Not a big deal. We're just going to run up before things get too crazy. Add another one. Excuse me, coming through. Got ourselves a knoll coming in. Take care of that. Goodbye. We're going to start stacking some extra ballistas. Got that armored ogre over there. I'm going to soften him up a little bit. Alright. Vantage point. Everything's looking pretty good. Might have to replace some of these barricades next round, but as long as I'm keeping tabs on them, the ones down below are good, the ones up here are good. Die! Got that. And what do we want to do? A couple of poison flowers, perhaps? And let's sort of finish things off a little bit up top with some more ballistas. Got ourselves some gnolls coming in. Ugh, missed, of course. But he's still dead.
It is my pleasure.
And the kill box down there is looking pretty good. All we really need to do is make sure that our barricades stay in good shape. And we should be set from here on out. Weird stuff can happen, though. Sometimes guys get knocked over the barricades or sneak up. A bit of a pain, but we should be okay. I don't even know if that lava's really hitting them, but we'll do it anyway. Yeah, these fire elementals here are really going to rough these up. Yep. So just boom and boom.
They're attacking a barricade.
Do not continue to disturb me. I will agree my mana is a bit low. I do enjoy the simplicity of orc killing.
Keeps turning around on me. Where's your head?
The big ones do die hard. times bigger and dies 5 times harder.
We got a couple extra grinders in here just to handle them when they're coming out.
On the way.
And got a decent amount of ballistas up there. I'm going to add some ballistas over on this side too, because we have a lot of guys that kind of accumulate down in that neck of the woods. I think it'll be helpful to have them. And those little kobolds ain't going to do anything. Got some gnolls coming in. Always vigilant. He was like halfway dead just from the ballistas. Not bad. Where are you going? Coming to me? Alright. Bye-bye. Easy ogre.
A barricade is down.
Alright, that was one of my barricades down below.
Barricade.
So I will want to go back down and add you again. Yeah.
Destroy the barricade.
Oop, and see that leaves a nice little shortcut in, so I will want to fix that as soon as I can. Like so. Oh. Those fire elementals should still be in good shape. As soon as I get back up to barricade purchasing finances, we'll just go ahead and swap you back in. Yeah, the amount of Fire Lords in this level, I mean, we're going to lose barricades. That's really all we're going to be doing from this point forward is replacing barricades, repairing barricades, and maybe adding a couple of extra ballistas when we've got the chance. We're going to be picking up the big dudes. Little dudes should never be a problem, really, at this point. Money's looking good.
We've destroyed the barricade.
Alright, which one was that? There we go. Right.
More enemies on the way.
Everything in the right place for killing.
I'm not going to kill that Fire Lord quite yet. I don't want him to explode next to these barricades, although he probably will now that I mentioned it. Leaving a little bit of money. That way if I need to replace barricades, I can do it.
Their attack barricade is down.
Say, just like that. Get those back up ASAP.
That's right. I'm back.
Start sniping some trolls.
The barricade is under attack.
Just want to make sure it wasn't any of our essential ones.
Anticipated.
Everything up top's looking okay.
They're attacking the barricade.
Going for those snipes.
The barricade is under attack.
Less is more.
I try to sell a couple of barricades this last round and make sure I can repair them. Alright.
Exactly where I wanted.
More enemies on the way.
Things look okay. Barricades down there, check. Barricades up here, check. Enough money to buy another barricade, check. round 9. Unless something really strange happens, we should have this in the bag. But let's not jinx it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Got some Cobalt Sappers coming in. We know what that means. There they go. What are they aiming for? Yeah, see that one went down. I'm gonna take care of this Knoll real quick. Oh, where are you going, buddy? Another Knoll coming in.
Who's the boss now?
The barricade is under attack.
I cannot hit that guy in the head, can I?
Down.
Oh, come back. Come back. Yet another Knoll. Alright, Knolls are good.
Excuse me, you're the boss of what now?
Top barricades are looking fine. The ones down below also looking fine.
5 times bigger and dies 5 times harder.
Gonna get a couple of extra ballistas up just to sort of help with this, while leaving a little bit of money for barricade patrols or barricade repairs.
They're attacking a barricade.
No.
I need to get some mana real quick. Sneak in here, don't mind me.
Who's the boss now?
Alright. No more enemies incoming, so it's just a matter of whittling this down.
Much easier than I anticipated.
The barricade is down.
And honestly, they really can't even mess up my scenario anymore, unless something, again, just completely out of the blue happens. I think we've got this. Alright.
Is anyone surprised?
And we got our dance. 5 skulls. Dab. We got it. We got it. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 skulls. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and take a look at our stats on that one. We were close. It could have gone the other way. Par 17 minutes. We were 16:45. So there might be some ways that we can expedite this a little bit. I probably could have upped the damage within the kill zone a little bit more. If you go back and watch this, obviously, most of the enemies were really at the far side of that hallway that I was creating, and I probably could have kept things a little bit closer to the stairs, bunched up a little bit more damage, maybe thrown in some Scorchers or something like that, and really just kind of upped that overall damage to make this go faster. But we still got it, still under time. If we hadn't gone for the first door right up in front of it, we definitely would not have made it. So hopefully that's helpful. You know, it's not the world's perfect perfect plan, but it's a pretty easy one. It's a pretty straightforward one, and it took care of us. So with that, yeah, I'll catch you all later, and thanks for watching. Cheers.